Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage Podcast with your host, Brett Bovin. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show.
What is up, everyone? It is Thursday, September 5th, 2024, episode 102. We're still in Ohio. For everyone that doesn't know, this is the show for all sportsmen, outdoorsmen, hunters alike. We get together, share stories, learn strategies, and just become better hunters, better, like I said, better outdoorsmen, and just get to know people. And we like to call it the electronic campfire here. So we like to gather around here and share stories and learn tactics. For those of you unfamiliar with the show, we do a live show every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Each week we cover a new state. This week, like I mentioned, we're in Ohio. And with that being said, we all know I can't stand doing the intros. It's annoying. It's just boring. I get tired. I just want to just put myself to sleep. Anyways, the saying on the show goes, put your core in the slot machine, help share the show. I strongly believe hunting is a dying sport, is a dying lifestyle. And all we ask for everyone out there is just help share the show. Help us get one new friend. Use code GP10, get 10% discount off Gilly Puck products. Go check out MAGNUS BROADHEADS and go check out Grizz Media and go check us out on Carbon TV as well. All right, enough of all that crap intro stuff. Like I said, I hate doing it. It's boring. It makes me want to fall asleep sometimes when I do it. Let's just get in with our guests tonight. Like I said, we're in Ohio. I'm excited to get these guys on, and Michael and Paige, and learn more about Ohio and learn more about their hunting styles. Yeah, let's just stop my talking already. Doucher, let's just pop them in here, okay? What is up, everyone?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
You guys have a good day down there in Ohio?
Oh, yeah. Busy.
What's the weather like down there? Because up here in Michigan, it was kind of like 82, 83.
Yeah, I didn't look at the temperatures today, but I mean, it wasn't too bad out for beginning of September.
Yeah. Dustin Kimball. Brett, what's up, brother? Oh, Dustin, what's up, my man? He was our 100th episode, and I'm excited to have he was on the show. We had a blast talking with him, so everyone go check him out. Up here in Michigan, it was hot, and I'm just getting tired of the heat. And it sucked because, I'll say this real quick, I saw after today, it was 62, 60, and 60 for like 3 days straight. And I was like, that's my favorite weather, man. As a ginger, I can't stand the heat. I love shorts. I love just being able to put a sweatshirt on. That's my prime time weather, man. And then she said, my coworker said, she's like, well, as soon as Monday hits, it's going to get turned back up to like 85 and 90. And I said, you really just had to ruin my day and the rest of my week. Thank you so much for that. I don't know about you guys. I don't like the heat.
No, we don't either. And we're pretty jacked because Kentucky opener is Saturday, and we got a couple farms we're going to hunt. So that cold front's coming in, and we're pretty excited about it.
I do see a comment here by the Squatch. Dude, that's my brother right there, man. Oh, I feel the warmth of the campfire. Oh, man. It is like I feel like it's just getting around the campfire. I just really want to get around an actual real one and just sit there and drink a nice cold beer and relax and listen to the crackling and the pops and those crickets out in the field and listen to coyotes howling at the moon. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Well, guys, enough from me jibber jabbering about the weather here. Let's talk about you guys. For anyone that doesn't know you, can you guys give a little background about who you are?
My name is Mike Carraher. Used to be full-time farmer. Now I own small business owner, and I film hunts and everything for a living as well. We live in Southern Ohio, and we do a lot of hunting. And I'll let her go.
Yep. And I'm Paige Kelley. I'm from a little bit north of Southern Ohio. I work full time as a nursing assistant and trying to finish up nursing school. So have limited time to hunt these years. I've taken filming classes with Mike and plan on filming some of our hunts. But as far as for work, maybe in a couple years when I get through this part of my life.
No, I understand that. My wife, she worked in the medical field, and everyone knows I was a cop for 7 years. Finding the time between, because you spend like 10, almost 16 hours a day, it seems like, at that type of work, and it's just hard to get out in the woods. And I don't know about where you work, but I'm assuming it's kind of similar, where in the sense of, in order to get time off, it's based off seniority. So the top senior people, it goes down the line. And if you're at the very bottom, that's just nearly impossible to get time off.
Yeah. It's 3/12, so you get more days off, but with school, it just something every day.
Yeah. Well, guys, let me ask you this. How do you manage, though, working in that type of field now and trying to get out in the woods? It's still hard to find the time, though, to balance all that, and you're wanting to passionately be out in the outdoors?
Oh yeah, it's definitely still tough. I mean, we still got to make a living just like everyone else. A lot of times she schedules her PTO, like she saves up like two weeks plus of PTO and takes it during the rut. And I used to farm, so I had to be pretty efficient to kill any deer when I was farming.
Yeah. The comment right there was, wait, how did was from Dustin. Wait, how did I not know Brett was a cop? Dustin, I thought we talked about this, my man. Thought you and I were friends. Anyways, yeah. Okay, another farm question here is PSE Mobile. Yeah, he was one of the cops that ended up at the Blue Oyster. I don't know what that means, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's a gay bar.
Oh, yeah, whatever. PSE Mobile Hunter, you son of a gun. No, my one of my good buddies, Mitch, he's a part of the team here. He used to farm, and I asked him, like, how do you get into the farming? Because you're doing that nonstop every day, and you're finishing up the season in hunting season. He goes, I get like 2 hours of sleep a night, dude, because I want to still go out in the woods.
Yeah, I had to take advantage of rain days, basically.
Well, let me ask you this. I don't like using, though, you're just a sole public land hunter, you're a private land hunter, stuff like that. But where do you guys see yourself hunting primarily the most at? On public land or private land?
Definitely private ground. But for Ohio, I duck hunt and everything. That's about the only public land hunting I do in Ohio. But in Kentucky, we do some public land hunting, but we also have 2 farms down there. So it's just, if tactic wise, if we got the wrong winds or just conditions aren't right, we're not going to go in and pressure our private ground in Kentucky, and we'll go hunt public then. But our Ohio ground, we've got a decent amount of permission spots, so we just bounce around to certain spots with mature deer, I suppose.
I do have a question here is, what is your favorite hunting destination or location, and why?
You mean like that we've been or that we want to go to?
We'll save that you've been to.
And whitetail specific?
Let's leave it broad. Whatever animal you've hunted, what's your favorite one that you've been to so far?
I mean,
It's a toughie.
Yeah.
We haven't done a whole lot of out of state hunting, but pretty much whitetail and then and Kentucky and turkey in Kentucky. We did a lot more public with the turkey, and that was a blast.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
we have birds on our private ground, and I actually shot my first bird in Kentucky on private. But after that first year, which was 2 or 3 years ago, we didn't hunt any of the birds on our private ground just because our private ground's more like Ohio, like big ag, and Kentucky. Their public ground is really cool because we don't get to hunt that around here for the most part. Like it's mountains and whatnot, or mountains to us flatlanders.
Oh, there. Dustin sent in a question here saying, "What's the best area in Ohio to hunt? I'm needing some insight on where to try to hunt there."
Is he wanting us to drop a pin?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And everywhere in
What do you
Ohio,
say?
or not every property, but
Really?
Ohio's just got big deer in general.
Yeah. So Southern Ohio is. I mean, there's a lot of good deer.
He looks like he likes the turkey hunt in public is a blast, is what he says.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, I've been hunting now for. He says that's a great idea. So yeah, let's get the pin going.
Yeah.
I've been hunting now. I'll be 31 at the end of this month. I've been hunting now for about 18, 19 years now, roughly, and I have yet to hunt for a turkey.
Oh, really?
Really.
Never done it, and it's not like I PSC mule hunter. I love archery turkeys, Southern Ohio. I just when the family I grew up in with my dad, and we just were whitetail deer hunters, and we just never really got into turkey hunting. We've always wanted to, but it's been like one of those things. I want to go do it, but then summer came around and we like to do golf in there, and so we got focused on golf, and we're like, we'll try it next year, and then it's just kept doing the same thing. We'll try it next year. We'll try it next year, but that's something I really, really want to do though, and I want to do it with a bow though.
You want to do it with a bow?
Yeah, I want my first bird to be with a bow. I know it's like damn near impossible, but I really want to make that happen though.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about turkey hunting. I'm not a big gun hunter, but actually I didn't take my first deer with a gun until 2 years ago, and that was out of state. But there's something about turkeys needing shot with a gun, in my opinion. But to each their own. That's just me.
I remember listening to this video clip of is Kip Campbell, I think it was, from Red Arrow Archery. He said, what did he say? He said turkey hunting with a bow or something like that is basically the equivalent of playing baseball with a football. It just doesn't belong, or something like that. That's how he type of phrased it.
I feel like that's how he feels about turkey hunting with the bow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of indifferent. I mean, I have fun either way. So.
Yeah, and I've never been a gun type of hunter either. I'll never pick up a gun, and I just don't know what it is. I love the challenge of a bow, and that's how I was raised, is hunting with a bow, and I just love all the challenges with it. Dustin said, Brett, I can see a group turkey hunt in our future. I could see that too, not to lie, down there in Ohio.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I do have a question here that is, have you ever had a hunting mishap or accident, and how do you handle that type of situation?
Do you want me to answer this?
Yeah, you can. Well, I don't know. Are you like a bad shot or?
Are you
Yeah,
talking
like
about
that shot, or it's like you
Or
shot
personal
one
hunt?
and it's like you've been tracking it and you just don't know. Like, how do you handle that mentally? Like, you shot the deer and you just never found them, or you know it's wounded and you just don't know where they're at. So how do you handle that type of adversity?
Well, we've ran into that a few times with she struggled the first couple of years bow hunting. A lot of freaking out, honestly, like just
So
her losing her mind and me trying to calm her down, and it's been it was a struggle the first couple of years when we got together.
I mean, I guess just I mean, if you do make a bad shot, just keep hunting. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't tell you how many times I've shot a deer and I either I forced a shot and then I was like, I swear that was a good shot, but I was like, you know what? Just it ended up being, let me stop what I was going to say here. Dustin asks, who's the better hunter, Michael or Paige? I'm putting money on Paige.
Yeah, it's definitely Michael.
We definitely help each other out.
Yeah,
she's she can hold her own with a lot, like does a lot better than a lot of my buddies.
we probably put about the same amount of work in. I mean, pretty even.
Yeah. And going back to what I was saying is, I think those moments where you make that bad shot, or even if you try to force a shot, I think it's kind of hard to determine that. But when you make that bad shot, it's very easy to get down on yourself, obviously. But I think you have to take that and replay it, everything that could have gone wrong, and just start from you pulling back your shot to shooting the deer and what could have possibly gone wrong, and then just analyze it basically to death. And I know, for instance, there was 2 does that I shot, and I've yet to put my tag on a doe. This was 18th year hunting, never put my tag on a doe, so I'm just putting that out there again. But I shot 2 of them, but the problem was they ducked down so quick, and I hit them in that no man's land right underneath the spine, and we tracked them for like didn't realize it ended up being like 1.5 miles. We knew it was a long ways, but we're like, damn, it seems like we've been going forever. And then they're just gone. But it's easy to get down on yourself, but you have to use those moments as learning opportunities, obviously. And in my opinion, you have to use those as motivators. You're like, I'm never going to let that happen again, or do my best to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, I think, part of hunting that we all like is getting better. So, I mean, whether that's an issue you have or something else, there's always something you can strive for. And
yeah. Dustin made a comment, I'm so bad about armchair quarterbacking myself on shots. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I think it's something that's a good thing because, like I said, if you make a bad shot, I do that all the time. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, though. Paige, a question that I want to ask you, though, is as a female in the hunting community in the world here, what would you tell the women out there that are against hunting or that don't want to get into hunting because it's like gruesome or it's like a hard thing, or, well, if I'm not shooting 80 pounds and I can't kill the deer, what type of advice would you tell them to, like, how would you tell them to try it out at least?
Well, first of all, more girls need to, because I get so excited when I meet other girls that actually like to hunt. There's not too many around here, but I don't know, just try it, and maybe for the ones that don't understand it, or maybe talk to someone who does. Like I know I have the most respect for these animals, and I enjoy going out there and watching them just as much as I do hunting them, and just learning about them.
Yeah, I think when it comes to hunting, I think my best time is just being out in the woods and watching them all. Like, I remember sometimes I'm just sitting out there and I'll get so distracted. I'm like, oh, look at all those deer out there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be hunting them, not just watching them. Let me get back on track here. There is Hey, Deucer, can you play news around the world? Looks like it just popped up a new article right here that I want to read.
News around the world.
So it looks like here in Phoenix, Arizona, an Arizona family, it looks like Arizona has a brief period of dove hunting every year, and early season begins today. Arizona Game and Fish Department says the early season runs from September 1st through September 15th. Adult hunters need to have an Arizona hunting license or combination hunt and fish license and migratory bird stamp. Child hunters aged 10 to 17 need to have a youth combination hunt and fish license. The daily limit of 15 total doves applied, no more than 10 can be white-winged. There's a possession limit of 45 total doves after opening day, of which no more than 30 can be white-winged, according to wildlife officials. State officials say that the dove hunters play an important role in conservation. For example, the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program funds are made up of excise taxes collected on the sale of hunting and fishing equipment, including 11% on ammunition. Wow. I've never dove hunted, but I've heard it's a really fun thing to do, though. Have you guys ever dove hunted before?
Yeah. Ohio and Kentucky's opener was Saturday. We went down to Kentucky to my buddies. They take it serious. It's like private 25-acre sunflower field, and there were probably 50, 75 people. It's a blast. Get your shooting ready for waterfowl season.
I've never shot any birds or any type of migratory type thing like that, but I have a friend that I golf with, and he says, "You never shot at birds or geese or anything like that?" I said, "No." He said, "It's the most." You think deer hunting is the healthiest version of crack? He said, "Wait till you try hunting birds. You're gonna lose your fucking mind."
Yep.
It's very addicting. I do it a lot also because like we're hunting mature deer or trying to hunt mature deer, and more time than not, if the conditions aren't right and everything, we try to stay out of the woods and try not to educate these big deer and just go in on ideal conditions, and it gives us something else to do instead of sitting at home not hunting.
Yeah.
But yes, waterfowl is it's very addicting and very expensive.
Yeah. Try to spend a lot of money.
Well, I told my buddy Dan, I told he spent a lot of money on fishing, and I told him, once you get into deer hunting, you think you spend a lot of money on fishing. We'll just wait till you start getting the archery stuff. I finally got him hooked, and he tried it out a couple last year, and then he texted me saying, "Brett, you were right, man. This is the most expensive shit I've ever done on just one thing compared to the 10,000 things that he spent on." He goes, "That's insane." I'm like, "Yep, but let me tell you, you're going to love it 10 times more than just fishing them, man."
Yeah. It's a good time. It's just find friends that have the stuff already. I'll just say that.
Yeah. PSEMO 100, you said, how very expensive. Yeah. I think very expensive is a very light term. Like, it's extremely expensive. Depending on which route you go, at least. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let me start asking this type of question. Since you have land in Kentucky, how do you use trail cameras? Do you use a lot more cell cameras down away from where you're at down there in Kentucky?
We use cell cameras down there for the majority. We do go down there quite a bit to mow and bush hog that farm, but it's a pretty big farm, and walking in there all the time to check cameras would be pretty hard to do without bumping deer. So it's a 600-acre farm, but there's probably how many acres of woods would you say?
Yeah, there's like maybe out of the 600-acre farm, there's probably like 10 or 12 acres of woods, and that's counting all the draws and everything. It's like when you're hunting it, it's like hunting out west. If I had to, I've never been out west, but it's like rolling hills and ag ground.
Huh. Well, let me ask this question now. Let's start to transition into what's it like to hunt in Ohio. What's the terrain like there in Ohio for people that might not be very well in tune with what the terrain's like there?
So where we're at, it's where like the flat ground from central-ish Ohio meets the Appalachian mountains and stuff, like where it starts to begin. So we have a little bit of topography here, but for the most part, our ground that we have permission at, we're hunting a lot of ag and small blocks of timber for the most part.
Yeah.
Is it very hilly or mountainy like in certain spots, or no?
Not really. Not where we're at.
No, we're probably not quite that far south. That's more southeast, right?
Yeah. I mean, 30 minutes from here, it starts getting mountainous, I suppose. But we're right where it's not necessarily flat ground, but it's definitely not mountains either. Like it's just kind of.
So pretty much if you drive like 15 minutes one way, it's flat, and then 15 minutes other way, you start getting hills. So we're kind of literally right in the middle.
And I feel like when I've talked to other hunters that have gone to Ohio, one of the big things they talk about is playing the thermals there in Ohio. Like it's a very big thing. Can you kind of dive more into that and why is it so crucial to pay attention to the thermals there in Ohio?
Well, where we're at, for the most part, it's more on them super calm days. And if there's any type of topography or whatnot, we're definitely paying attention. Even on flat ground, I've noticed on some farms on no wind days, like I can feel like a temperature change in some spots that like walking in, walking out, just from the thermals sucking down or sucking up.
And is there a way to kind of predict the thermals?
Well, the mornings generally they're gonna rise, and I guess in the evenings it's opposite, I suppose. So we're depending on what time of the day we're hunting, we're changing stand locations a lot of time.
You guys do a lot of e-scouting?
Yeah, definitely. We are very addicted to our cell cameras, and we'll pattern big deer by paying attention to when they are on camera, trying to stay out of there as much as possible. But when we get a big deer on camera or whatnot, we'll get on either Hunt Stand or on X and go to like the wind checker and figure out which wind that deer was coming down or coming in front of the camera and which winds he's showing up on. I've killed a couple deer on the first and second sits on deer just from playing that card there and just patterning them on which winds are coming in on.
Do you guys pay a lot of attention to the wind? Because for me, I look at it like this. Yes, I pay attention to the wind, obviously, but I try not to pay, like, how do I want to say this? I'm not going to not hunt a stand because, the wind's going to be bad, so I don't want to hunt that stand. The only time I'll really do that is if the wind's going to go directly into, if the stand where I want to hunt is near a rut area, close to a bedding area. It's really the only time that I won't hunt that stand based off the wind direction. If I'm on a food tree line, I kind of get lackadaisical with the wind because, like I said in other episodes, these deer you can predict. Like, yeah, I think they're generally going to be coming from the west, so I want that west wind. But at the same time, if I have an east wind and it's blowing right in there, these deer can kind of come from any direction because they're wild animals. You just can't predict what they're going to do day in and day out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different times of the year definitely come into play on that. Like obviously November, we want to be in the woods as much as possible for the most part. But yeah, we just try to stay strategic playing the wind. And and
I do think that like just hunting like really the safe wind doesn't normally kill deer. If you have a wind that's kind of risky, they might be coming from that way. I just noticed hunting those winds that you're a lot more likely to see deer. At least I have in my experience hunting.
Yeah, and generally here where I hunt, I notice that we get a lot of southwest wind, so I can kind of hunt almost every day, basically. It's very rare you're going to get a lot of east wind, and so I can basically, like I said, I can hunt 90% of the time because all of my stand locations and where I see the bedding locations and where they're going to be coming from for food and stuff like that, I can play the wind with my factory, so it's like, I can hunt almost every day that I want, really, because it's just not going to affect me unless the wind obviously changes at the last second. But I do want to ask one question. What are the tags like for? Oh wait, I missed that question on there. Dustin had a question. Have y'all ever used pure whitetail products? I haven't.
I don't think we have.
What's the tags like for out-of-staters, for non-residents?
I could tell you real quick. Maybe. Yeah. So
I feel like they're relatively cheap.
yeah. Non-resident 1 year hunting license is $180, and your either sex deer permit. Well, it says adult permit, $76. So I think that's all you need.
That's not bad pricing.
No. Not at all. I know we pay a lot more than that for Kentucky.
It does seem like, though, Ohio is very budget friendly compared to other states. That's what I kind of get the gist from other people that I've talked that have been non-residents to go into Ohio and hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin here, he said, I'm on their staff. I love their stuff. Well, Dustin, we're going to be talking a little bit more here now. Looks like PSE Mobile. I'm on their staff as well. Oh, wow. He also made a comment, that's pretty good price, more expensive non-resident to hunt here. Hunting here in Michigan, it's just screwed for everybody. So I don't blame anybody that doesn't want to come to Michigan. Everyone here in Michigan where you say, don't come to Michigan, it's not us saying we don't want people to come here to hunt because we want the deer for us. No, we seriously mean it. Don't come here. It sucks here, man. You're going to waste your time and energy.
Yeah, but you guys have like a deer camp culture, from what I know about Michigan, which is it's pretty cool. I mean, from the outside looking in, I don't know what you think about it, but
no, Michigan, and I feel we kind of were like one of the up and coming frontier movement of the deer camp type thing. That's just how I feel like it with here in Michigan, because you're right. November 15th here in Michigan, every school basically shuts down because it's like all the hunters are like out of school. So it's like, what's the even point? Everyone takes the day off from work and they're going out in the deer camp the day before and stuff like that. And they're going there for like 2 weeks, obviously. And the atmosphere is great, but it's kind of been dying down. It's more of a, what's the word I want to use here? The deer camp feeling, you kind of get it where everyone comes together, at least for families that are still in hunting, but it's become more modernized, I guess. So it's like when I think of deer camp, I think of sitting around a bonfire, listening to one of those old tune radios and just cracking a beer. Now it's just like, all right, let's throw on the iPad here and let's watch some TV and stuff like that. I mean, you still get it, but it's like not like true deer camp feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So neither one of our families hunt. And we picked up them farms in Kentucky, and it's about an hour and a half from my house to the farm. And last year I've never been to a deer camp, period. It's just kind of like deer hunting's like a solo thing. Duck hunting's like a group of buddies. We go out, like interact, have a good time. But for the most part, until we got together, deer hunting was just kind of a solo mission. But last year we had our first deer camp, and man, it was a freaking blast. We had a fire pit and a couple tents and our camper, and we shot, I think 4 out of the 5 of us that were there, we shot bucks in one weekend. So we had deer at camp, and it was a really good time.
Wow. PSE Mobile Hunter, he said, it's a dying lifestyle here for the most part, not like when I was a kid. I'm going to say this real quick because I have a feeling I know the Deucer wants to play his video clip after I play it. He's old, so he's like dinosaur age. So let's just...
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too. Everyone heard it, right? Everyone's like, yeah, big piece of dog shit.
Yeah. Let me ask you this quick question here, and then we'll kind of start diving into the 5 rapid fire questions here, okay?
Yeah.
For people that are wanting to come to Ohio, what are some things that they should start preparing for, or training for, or like what should they look out for, or start to study? Besides, obviously, the laws.
I mean, I would pay if I'm an out-of-stater coming in Ohio and everything, and if I have some flexibility at all, I would definitely be paying attention to the weather, obviously, and trying to get on them temp drops. And I would try to make some good friends with some private ground.
Yeah.
Because there's good deer on public, no doubt. We shed hunt all the public around us, but
yeah, maybe.
There's just not a lot of it in Ohio. Good.
I was going to say, as far as asking permission goes, maybe, smaller pieces or pieces that don't look so obvious on a map, because I know, at least for us, we've found some giant deer on properties that you would not think a giant deer was hanging out.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Just, yeah, like not much woods, open. I think a lot of that's like more the flat ground, but like we've seen some big bucks just living in like ditch lines, basically. In ag fields. So I mean, and a lot of people are like, oh, what are you hunting there? There's no woods, but.
Well, that's where the big ones hang out. It's the place where there's like less people are going to hunt. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to go live there. Dustin said I'm trying to make good friends in Ohio. Is it working? Hello. No,
Maybe.
Dustin, it's not. You're not starting off on a good side, my friend. You're going downhill. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
just want to die, dude.
What the hell is going on with you, man? Something's going on. It's like my heart hurts. Let's go, method, now.
I'm sorry.
Now.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just so sad.
Stop.
I just made him feel sad now, apparently. Well, guys, I got 5 rapid fire questions I'm going to ask you both, okay? The first one is, what is one state you want to hunt in that you haven't hunted yet?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'd like to go to Wyoming.
Wyoming. I haven't heard that one yet.
Utah, probably.
We got
That's the first for sure.
Yeah.
we got big whitetails, and that's about all you get out of east. Whitetails and turkey.
Paige, I'm curious though, real quick, why Utah?
Just elk and mule deer.
I can see that.
Yeah, I've talked to some people, some friends, and they've kind of really talked it up, and just piqued my interest.
I was on what's that website? It was Go Hunt. It was nearly impossible to get a point or a tag or something out there to hunt elk.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you basically got to live to 100 to get your name drawn. Basically, was what it felt like.
Yeah, our friend in Minnesota got a tag there this year, didn't he? In Utah?
Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Question number 2. You can't pick your state, but what state would you move to solely for hunting?
I'd say Kansas. I feel like it's just right in the middle of everything.
I like that answer. Yeah, you get a little mix of both. It's extremely flat, and then you get wood lots on the other side of the state.
Well, and you're like kind of in the middle of the country, so.
Right. Yeah.
I think Kansas has mule deer as well, too, don't they?
I think they do. Yeah. Michael, you going with Kansas as well?
I got to go where she goes, so I don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah.
Trouble.
What animal is on your bucket list to hunt, and with what weapon?
I'd really like to do mule deer with a bow.
Mule deer with the bow.
I was gonna say the same thing. Mule deer or elk.
Oh, you guys are a true couple.
We've never been out west, so it's just kind of like the idea of it's very different from the hunting out here.
Oh, Mike, I just came up with a great proposal idea for you. Oh, wait, you already brought the question. Sorry.
I already proposed.
Yeah, I forgot. All right. Question number 4 here is, do you have any hunting superstitions? If so, what are they?
I can't. None that I can think of.
No.
No, I guess we're pretty unsuperstitious.
Yeah.
I know someone with, like I said in the last show, I know someone with a lucky pair of underwear. He's got to hunt with them, apparently, if I remember right.
I feel like a lot of people have that, or socks, or something like that.
I guess I got a lucky hat, but I mean, I'm not like have to have it, I suppose, but I have killed a few deer with that hat.
For me, if on opening day, when I walk out into the woods, if I don't find a feather either walking in or walking out for the day, if I don't find one on opening day for me, I feel like my season's already ruined. I'm just like, well, fuck me. I'm just screwed.
Alrighty then.
Basically.
Good one. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
All right. The last question here is, what is one thing that you can think of that we as a hunting community should or could do to help improve the hunting community as a whole?
Get more people involved. Like so I guess we're starting to do like a YouTube type thing. I haven't got the page up or nothing yet, but like I got a buddy, he's from PA. He lives in about an hour north of us. He has no opportunities to go hunting. I have a good amount of opportunities to go hunting. And
yeah, well, I don't mean to cut you off real quick, but that was a funny one. PSC Mo Hunter said, I want to go find all the feathers on your property this year. And to be specific, it's turkey feathers. It's a turkey feather. Brett's new nickname is Yankee Doodle. Sorry to interrupt, Mike. Go ahead.
But long story short is like, if you have an excess amount of ground and whatnot, there's never enough ground, but some people have more than others. And I'm not saying we have more than there's other people more ground than us and everything. But like we're just trying to get some people that are a little less fortunate with ground and everything, and just giving people more opportunities. Also, make sure your kill pictures and everything don't have like the tongues hanging out of the mouths and super gory and everything. And
take good trophy pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I take pictures for a living and videos for a living now, and just don't be vulgar, because it just fuels the flame for the crazy cat lady.
No, I agree with you 100% on that point. Your first point earlier, I mean, Dan, he's on the team here, and he didn't have any places to go hunt, so we had a piece of property before my aunt sold it, and we had him hunt on it, so he had it all to himself basically. But no, the one thing I can't stand the most is when people take photos of the deer, and it's very disrespectful in my opinion, where the tongue's hanging out, you got blood everywhere and this and that. And I don't think it was last year, I think it was 2 years ago, where that deer hunting viral photos where they take a picture of the deer laying right next to them, and they'll be like, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like those selfies. They're like, "Oh, look at me!" And I really wanted to comment it, but I'd be going against everything I stand for. But I just wanted to say, who the fuck are you? How dare you do that? You're very disrespecting the animal that you literally just took its fucking life, and that's how you're paying respect to it. Yeah. I think that's the most disrespectful thing on the face of this fucking earth when you do that type of shit. Excuse my language, but that's how much passion I mean about those type of photos. So, Mike, I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah. Paige?
The price is wrong, bitch.
Paige, do you have an answer to that?
I would just say, as a community, support each other. There's so many people saying you can't do this or you can't do that, or oh, look how they're doing this. And I mean, obviously, respect the animal. We're all out there to do the same thing and enjoy being outside and chasing the animals we love. So, I mean, why not be a community and help each other?
No, I agree with you. Just support each other. And I mean, we already get so much heat from the outside of people that aren't in the hunting world of, oh, you hunters are just out there killing all these animals for fun. No, we actually do it because we love the animals the most, and we're doing it for a whole bunch of other reasons. And I remember talking with Mike from New Jersey, and I can't remember how we got on the subject, but anyways, a long story short, I stated that I was like, I'd be willing to sit down with a person and have a civil conversation and talk to you why I'm right and why hunting is a good thing. Mm-hmm. And talk to that person that's against it compared to that person that's like, well, I'm just going to be wasting my time breathing, so I'm not going to talk to you at all.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things I'm against it, but I'm willing to have a conversation with people that are supporting of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think we need to have those more type of conversations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I just want to say thank you again for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate it. For anyone that wants to reach out to you guys and learn more about you and learn more about Ohio, how can they do so?
All right. Well, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Like yours.
If people want to reach out to you guys, how can they do so?
Just add us on Facebook or Instagram. Again, we don't have our YouTube up yet. We got a bunch of content. We got this buck right here. There we go. We have that hunt. It'll be on our YouTube and everything. Just Facebook and Instagram for now.
All right. We'll make sure to put those in the description when the podcast episode gets released on our audio feed. Guys, again, I just want to say, man, words are hard today. It's been a long week, man. I swear. I'll eventually find how to use words, and maybe I'll have to go back to grammar school. But anyways, thank you again for coming on this show. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come on. I greatly appreciate it. Hope everyone out there watching does. So with that being said, we'll let you guys go. You guys are free. Have a good rest of your night.
Thanks for having us on.
Yep. Thank you.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a bunch of awesome people right there, Mike and Paige. That's going to conclude an episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast, guys. That was episode 102. Like I said, episode to go. It just seems like we were just at episode 13 or 14, and now we're eclipsed episode 100. Everyone out there and supporting on the show, I can't say thank you enough out there. I greatly appreciate it. I want to say thank you to the amazing team that we have here and the new teammates that we have a part of the team, John and David. With that being said, let's just have an amazing weekend. It's Texas versus Michigan, so fuck the go blue shit right there. Go Oregon Ducks. Let's have let's have an amazing weekend. I hope everyone enjoys it. And let's see everyone next week, Tuesday, when we cover Oklahoma. Deucer, let's tell everyone to put the cord in the slot machine and have a good weekend.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast.